Beverages with Brad.
All right, welcome to Beverages with Brad, everybody. I'm here with my special guest, Allan Fung. I'm very excited to have you on.
Thanks a lot for having me, Brad. Wonderful Cranston, so what can go wrong?
Yes, it's wonderful Cranston. It's a beautiful, it looks like Sleepy Hollow outside. It's very gray and raining. I'm very excited to have you on for a couple of reasons, but mainly because I don't think my mom believes me that I know you. She was watching the Mike and Brad show once, and she said, "Who's this guy in there pretending to be Allan Fung?" And I was like, "Ma, that's Allan Fung." So I guess she's just shocked that any politician would have anything to do with me. So thanks for doing.
Don't worry. I know this guy. I really do.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I don't know if that's going to have her gain respect for me or lose respect for you. Probably the latter. So you're done. You're no longer mayor.
Well, I got another month. So
you got another month.
I got another month. So with the election, you got a new mayor coming up.
But I can't ruin your reputation. It's over now.
It's over. That's why I'm doing this show now.
That's
you know,
in 1 month, all you're gonna do is sit around watching Netflix, playing Xbox.
Now my wife's gonna be the breadwinner in the family. You know, so I'm just gonna kick back. You know, be the trophy husband, play fantasy football until the season ends. Hope my team comes in first, and hope for
How much weight do you think you'll gain?
Yeah, I'm hoping to stay in shape because I want to be the model trophy husband.
Go
to the gym, work out.
That's for my philosophy too. I try to stay healthy because I told her I wanted to at least like my body since I'm not bringing anything else to the table right now. Now that I'm not allowed to work.
And I think a lot of people saw my wife is really the brains in the operation there.
She's very intelligent, very witty, quick-witted.
Absolutely.
She was a great interview. I enjoyed having her on the show.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun, and I'm glad to get a chance to. A lot of people in Cranston got a chance to see the other side of her. So.
Are you as nice as she says? She says you guys never fight. Is that true?
That's true, because hopefully everyone saw during those debates. I lose every argument at home because
she's pretty intense, huh?
She's very.
That's why
good.
you guys never fight, because she just beats the crap out of you, and then you have
pummels me. That's what it comes down to. So why even bother?
Yeah, I have a million questions, but let's start with an important one right off the bat. What's your favorite action movie and why?
Ooh, I got a lot of great action movies because growing up, my first movie that I loved was Star Wars.
Okay,
so,
the original, A New Hope?
The original. I'm an original kind of guy.
So of the trilogy, you actually like the first one the best?
Yes, I would say the first one. It's tied between that and I liked a couple of new ones too, but I would say the original is kind of my cup of tea.
Okay, I see. I like Empire is really good. I thought that was maybe my favorite. I thought the first one, even though it's great, it opens like the whole universe. Thought it was a little bit boring. But so you're gonna go with Star Wars. I didn't know if that technically counts as an action movie, but we'll count it.
All right.
I would say that's sci-fi, no?
Sci-fi?
I don't know. It's not important. Yeah. So we looks like we're getting ready for a lockdown. Do you think that's happening? Statewide lockdown?
I hope not, because we're sitting at Wonderful Cafe International right here in Cranston. You got a lot of small business owners, not just in Cranston, but throughout Rhode Island. Their livelihood depends on this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping not. We're working through this where it's not like when it's back in April or even March when this first started, when a lot of people had no idea what's going on. Even though the hospitals are filling up, the doctors are doing yeoman's work. They know how to treat this better so that, you're not flooding the hospitals with the beds right away. So we've learned a lot. Hopefully we don't shut down like what happened a few months ago.
I like the positive attitude. I hear a lot of negative attitude from politicians. Not to name any names, of course. I do appreciate that. One thing that, and look, if there's anything that's like you don't want me to put in here, because I'm going to just speak freely. So anyways, one thing I noticed in Gina's speech yesterday, she was saying, she keeps hopping on, the real issues is private gatherings. It's watching football with your friend Bob. It's Halloween parties, etc. So she says all that. She's been saying that for weeks, that's the big issue. But then she's talking about a state lockdown. So if it's private gatherings that's the issue, why are we going to destroy all the local businesses? Which is just going to push more home gatherings, because where else are you going to get together with people? Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. And this is where, if you just take simple precautions, even in those social gatherings, wear this, people, a mask, because it's protecting others. Take those simple precautions and, just be safe. That's all. You kind of keep preaching it. You don't want to punish, places like this, businesses are doing the right thing. Take it out on those individuals that aren't doing the right things. Those are the ones, if there's a business that's not doing the right thing, slap their hand, close them down if you have to, but don't take it out on the people that are trying to do the right thing and just trying to survive.
It does seem like a very a hard thing to, even as a business owner, like to constantly control all of it. For example, like for a brief time, I was able to do some of my karaoke gigs again, and I know some places that, for the most part, people would follow the rules. They wouldn't come up to me without a mask, but whatever. Every now and then, you'd see somebody like walk to the bathroom without a mask and put me in a weird spot, because I'm like, it's not really my job, but sometimes I'm like, hey, can you just put a mask on? And it is a little bit tough to police, I think, in any circumstance, whether it's a store, a business, a house. I mean, who's going to watch football with their friends with masks on? Nobody's going to do that.
No, a lot of people aren't going to.
So I don't know what the answer is, I guess. I was hoping you would tell me.
It's tough because a lot of times, even if it's your friends, make sure it's a close circle of friends and it's not like 30 guys coming together.
Right.
There's a lot of different things that you can do because, look, I've got a lot of buddies of mine. I do fantasy football, but we're not going to have a fantasy football party with every single guy that's in the league and just, watch every single game all day. But even if you do, keep it tight-knit circles, your family, close friends, and just stay within those small groups. Do the best you can. Like you said, you can't police everyone. Sometimes it's like the awkward exchanges that you have. Oh, do I shake? Do I not? What's going on? But so long as
that's a strange,
conscious,
awkward situation right there. Yeah. Do I give the handshake, the fist pump, the Thai boxing elbow? What do I? Yeah, I'm not really sure what's appropriate greetings. To me, it seems very difficult to have this balance of safety versus, I don't know, freedom, for a lack of a better word. Because I'm going to give you an example. A few weeks ago, it was right around, I don't remember the exact date. A few weeks ago, we had a death in the family. So we had a small funeral, and because of everything, it's hard to book venues and stuff. We had family at our house. We had a tent. It was fortunately a very nice day out. So we had a tent in our backyard, and we had family over after the funeral. So one of the neighbors called the police. The police showed up.
Oh yeah.
And was like, "What's going on?" We're like, "We're at a funeral." Like a neighbor, like I guess what I'm trying to say is, when the government is encouraging neighbors to rat on other neighbors, like what is that? What is the long-term effect of that for the country? I realize that people's lives are at stake, and that is a huge risk, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of attention focused on what are we doing to our nation to create that kind of environment in a neighborhood.
And it's kind of crazy because especially now you're getting, and we get hit all the time at City Hall, these anonymous tips about this person, that person. How about just being neighborly?
Yeah.
Knock on the door and say, hey, what's going on? You guys okay? I'm a little uncomfortable. What are you guys doing? Before you just, dial up to call the state, dial up to call Cranston, just let's talk to each other. Let's get back to it. Or you can just pick up the phone if you don't want to go over and knock on the door.
Yeah.
But, you can't have this environment where, it breaks down that sense of community that we love about Cranston, we love about our state, because we're such a small state. There's that 1 degree of separation. It shouldn't be that, you're sitting there trying to, dime each other out because that person is doing that. You got to have a little bit of empathy what people are going through, especially in this difficult enough situation you were going through with the funeral.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Do you really, need to have the police show up and say, what's going on?
Yeah, I was pretty mad. I was mad at, and the police officer was super cool about it. He was like, I'm sorry if you lost, and he left. But I was upset with my neighbors because he's like, we don't really have any problem with our neighbors. And we're blasting loud music. Everyone's wearing black. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not like a party over here.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You got a month left as mayor of Cranston. 1 month. What's next?
Not sure yet. I'll be honest. I'm still finishing strong because I've always been a strong believer that, you take the responsibility, you go hard through that finish line,
right.
And I want to make sure I leave the city in best shape as you can, even in these difficult times for the next.
That's got to be weird to leave right now, right?
It is weird.
Do you wish you could stay longer?
I want to help out during this transition because this pandemic, there's no playbook on this thing. You're doing the best you can every single day. I want to try to help out the best I can when Ken Hopkins takes over in January to make sure he's on as firm footing as he can as he's putting his team in place. So, I take this job seriously. I really do. I love the people, love the responsibilities with it. So I'm going to finish strong. Then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with my life, my next steps coming in January.
What do you think you would like if you had all the options on the table for you in 1 year? What job would you like to have?
I don't know yet. There's a couple things I am looking at in different areas. I'll give you probably not one particular job, but I'll kind of lay out different areas I think I'd be passionate about, where I'd have some fun.
In politics or something else?
No, politics.
And
That's
going to
something.
MMA or something?
MMA, yeah. This 5'6" frame, I'm widey, No, but in all seriousness, education. I really always enjoyed seeing students perform well, kind of getting the basics down so that they can achieve whatever they want to do in life. For me, a lot of that foundation was built from my parents. When they first generation come into this country, they always push me, go to school. So I've seen the power of education. We're going to do it in my own personal life. I want to show that, it'd be a great area to really focus on, whether it's higher ed, whether it's, just education.
No, you mean
in general.
outside of politics?
Outside of politics.
You might leave politics. You're not going to run for governor again.
Hey, you never say never in this business, because I do enjoy public service. That's still an option, whether it's governor or maybe even some other seat. In politics, one thing you learn is it's about timing. So
I was told that I was going to have a hard time getting an answer here, and I'm not giving up. I'm starting to see it. See,
Where'd you get
this is
that
only my third interview doing a politician, and I'm starting to pick up on certain things, and I can see a lot of words coming out of your mouth, but I'm not hearing any real answer.
So is my wife the one kind of giving me the tips to kind of push the buttons on it?
It was a CIA operative that contacted me. Yeah.
So did you stick some truth serum in
I did.
hot chocolate
I
over there?
put some Bailey's and Kahlua.
Really? There
Yeah.
you go.
So you really don't know what you want to do?
I know what I want to do.
What if you could be president? Would you run for president?
Of the United States?
Yeah.
No.
No, you wouldn't want that job. Too much stress.
Too much craziness,
Yeah.
especially on that federal level. Right now, you've seen how I've operated here in Cranston. I've always maintained my own identity of who I am, been true to myself. There's a lot of stuff that's going on up at that, federal level. I don't think that I would ever run for president. It's just
Too much shit.
Too much shit. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, do I like the governor's role? Yes. And that's why I ran for it twice. I know that a lot of stuff that I've done here in Cranston, policies I've implemented, could definitally help the state.
So you might run for governor.
I might run for governor. So I'll give you the might. I'll give you the might. I'll give you
70-30 or?
Hey, I don't know what the percentage is. See? Come on. Mom, have taught him well.
I'm trying to get a straight answer. I want to know what this guy's doing next. Maybe he's going to start a seldom watched podcast on the YouTube like Brad. That's what he's going to do. It's going to be apple juice with Allan. Yeah. So, all right. So,
foodie with Fung.
I did my best. What with Fung?
Foodie with Fung.
Oh, foodie with Fung. Speaking of food, so you're cooking dinner for Mike Murray and I at some undisclosed time. We would like to know what you're going to be cooking for us.
All right. Well, my specialty obviously is Chinese food, since that's our
That's
brand.
what
Hopefully
we want.
you and
I
Mike.
wouldn't want anything
All
else.
right,
If we get
sounds
over
good.
there and you make pasta, I'm going to be very upset. Yeah.
Well, pasta did come from China.
Well, noodles is fine, but
Okay.
I mean, I don't want American
You don't want
chop
spaghetti.
suey or chicken parm.
No. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Leave that to this Chinese.
All right. Do you not want to say?
cook.
Is it going to be a surprise?
Okay. How's this? A little bit of lo mein.
Okay, that sounds good.
Make some lo mein, a noodle dish for you.
Okay.
Maybe a beef dish, because I got to take care of my wife too. She doesn't like the noodle stuff.
Okay.
So, a little
like
beef
beef.
dish. And a lot of it, my inspiration will come when I start going to the Chinese market and see what ingredients that are there.
Okay, please stay away from the bats if at all possible.
Don't worry, no bats on this. Although I do like funky stuff, and that's why I'm a foodie. I will eat anything.
I heard
folks.
you were going to make chicken's feet for us. Is that true?
No. That's probably beyond your palate.
That sounds disgusting.
No, I grew up on it.
Mike wants to eat the chicken feet, but
Get
look
outta
at
here.
him. He's not picky. He eats whatever comes his way. You know what I mean?
I will do an Americanized, cooking preparation for you. So no heads, no fins, no nothing for you. all
Okay,
right?
and we're gonna do it on a Wednesday so we can shoot the Mike and Brad show at your house. Is that true?
All right. Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine by me. I'm gonna have to talk to the boss of the house, my wife. But it sounds good to me.
When we did the interview, she seemed down for it. So.
Yeah, okay. I'm now gonna have to, maybe cook and compete with Ace Aceto and his cooking show during COVID.
But you'll be with friends. He's a very lonely guy.
That's right.
So let me ask you this, since I made an inappropriate joke. I do want to ask you about. Tell me what the hell is going on with the U.S. Chinese relations and what can be done. I know Trump wasn't a big fan of your home country. I was always kind of afraid that he was going to get us in war with China. Are things going to get better or worse now that it's going to be Biden?
Well,
what's going on?
It's going to be interesting.
You have the connection to both countries.
I've got a foot in both worlds, and actually, as mayor, I've had a lot of great, relationships with both China and Taiwan. And as you know, that's a lot of, discourse sometimes that happens amongst those two. But hopefully the relationship can come back. One of the things that I did know about, our current president is that he wasn't going to start a war with China, even though there was a lot of, war of words, so to speak.
Yeah, he wasn't shy about it.
He wasn't shy about disdain for it. And it made life difficult because, look, I'm Chinese descent. I have a lot of relationships, a lot of family members that are still back in China. It made it very difficult. Hopefully, with the next administration that comes in, a lot of the rhetoric gets put aside. A lot more trade keeps happening, amongst our countries because look, we're two powers, and there's a lot of, exchange that can go on from not just business exchange but student exchanges. But it also has to be in balance too, and I think that's one of the things that the president was trying to bring to the table, get that trade imbalance.
He would always say that they were screwing us, basically.
Right,
and he was like, if Biden wins, we're going to get screwed again.
Right,
Do you think he's right or no?
Well, hopefully there's not that, disadvantage that we were at. And if you take a look at some of the numbers, there was definitely a disadvantage that our country was with.
So he was telling the truth, it's just he doesn't speak quite as politely as you.
Right, correct.
Are you nervous about the next 4 years?
No, I'm not nervous about it because, look, our country's great. It's built upon discourse. That's how our country came to be. But it's got to be civilized discourse, and that's one of the things that I've always prided myself on in Cranston. You and I could have different ideas, but you know what? We're going to talk about it,
And should still be able to get along.
Exactly.
I always felt like that should be the case until Facebook was created and 2020 happened, and now I see people that used to be friends arguing at like nonstop on Facebook walls, which drives me crazy. It's like an electronic bumper sticker. It's like people talk to each other the way they would never talk to each other in person.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the other thing that's bad about Facebook or even social media in general is people can create these online personas that's sometimes anonymous or not even real life of who they are, and that's the stuff that you have to deal with in this day and age now. It's not easy, in politics, but also in life in general. You talk to a lot of students, and I've been lucky because I've been fortunate to see basically a whole generation of kids start from school in first grade and just graduate during my term as mayor. And I've heard from them about like the stresses that they go through because, as you and I were growing up, it was like more, face to face, behind the back.
Yeah, if you're rude to somebody, they slap you in the mouth. Now
right,
it's
exactly.
Not like
now
that.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's a different type of, environment, some that you can't even control or have any sense of trying to gain control because once it goes viral, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
it's tough.
It's a strange world we live in.
Definitely.
Now, as mayor, how often on an average week do people come up and bother you with political questions?
I get it all the time.
That must be so annoying.
No, it's not. It's my life.
You like it?
I'm actually fine with it.
Are people ever rude about it?
There can be times that people are.
What do you
about
do?
It. No, I
spin kick them in the head.
No, I don't. That's Jackie Chan. I'll tap out and go, Jackie, come on.
What do you do? What do you do? You're having dinner.
No,
someone bothers you about some stupid thing, and
I've had that happen.
Hey,
I'd be polite with them, and if it's something that's pressing, I'll say, look, let me grab your number. I'll have someone follow up, or I'll follow up personally. Either the next day or whenever we can when the office.
It's got to be annoying. That would drive me crazy.
No, it doesn't. I'm so used to it. It might be probably more annoying to my wife because it took her a little time for her to get used to it.
Well, now she's in it now.
Now
People
she's
bothering
in it.
her
Exactly.
all the time now.
Exactly.
Congratulations to her for winning.
No, it's
I like to
awesome.
take some of the credit because I think it was her appearance on Beverages with Brad that just spiked her vote count way up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The 7 people that watched the show they're really what gave her the victory.
Hey, every vote counts. That's
right. Every vote counts. Let me ask you, all right, we'll go off politics for a minute and ask you if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a very good question. Because growing up, it would be like X-ray vision.
X-ray vision. Okay.
So you can kind of see what's going on.
It's a little bit creepy, but whatever. We'll take it.
Come on, I grew up. Hey, Superman, man. I grew up. He was,
I guess you're just gonna know when to control it, because there's gonna be some stuff you're not gonna want to see.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
That's
you don't
true.
want X-ray vision when you're hanging out with Mike Murray. You know what I mean?
No. Oh man. All right. Yeah. Let me just think about that again.
All right, X-ray vision. You know what's it's great about I like asking people that question because I get a lot of different answers. That's the first time someone said that one.
All right, cool. So I'm original.
I appreciate that. All right, let's ask you the other superhero-related question. Well, it's not really superhero. It could be anybody. You get to pick a team. It's you and 4 other people.
Okay.
And you get to stop invading space aliens from taking over the United States. Who are you picking for your 4 heroes to join you?
Superheroes.
It doesn't have to be superheroes. It
Oh, it doesn't have to be
superheroes. It could be real people, fictional people, live or dead.
Okay. So
you get the whole spectrum.
You get the whole spectrum.
You can take anybody.
All right.
You can take Tom. It doesn't matter.
You know
anybody.
what? I want Dr. J.
Dr. J. Okay.
Dr. J. Here's why. Because if we ever get into a Space Jam situation, I want the guy that can dunk.
Okay.
But
so
also with class.
I see, because you're right, because it was
he's gotta
aliens.
be diplomatic.
I didn't know where you were going with that, but then you're right. Space Jam aliens were, I don't know, challenging Michael Jordan to a basketball match. I don't remember the point. I don't think there was really a solid plot to that. But I got to get you. So Dr. J.
All right, because he was my hero growing up.
Okay.
He really was. I like him. You need.
3 other people.
3 other people. So is this fisticuffs or any type of?
It's all out. Fisticuffs, laser guns, lightsabers, whatever you got.
All right. I would actually want a brainiac who can speak. Martin Luther King.
Okay.
He was a peacemaker.
Okay.
So
maybe you guys could end up becoming friends. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so
maybe you can.
Martin Luther King, Dr. J.
Okay.
You get 2 more.
2 more.
This is a great team.
If we have to go, get down to fisticuffs, I would want Iron Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, because he's like little short, scrappy.
He might bite the alien's head off or something. Yeah.
The ear. It was the ear.
Yeah,
you did the head.
I don't
it was
know.
just
I
the
almost
ear.
said ear, but I don't know if aliens have ears. Do they have ears? I don't know.
I don't know what
I've
they have.
never seen an ear on an alien.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? I'll take a superhero. I will. This one's tough. I'll go with Wonder Woman.
Okay,
Wonder Woman.
Okay.
So
that's going to be a great
team. That's kind of I like that. A little diversity,
you guys are ready for anything that could happen.
Exactly.
I like it. That's going to be a great team. What can be done, I guess, let's say locally, about the economy taking such a huge hit? We're still dealing with the pandemic. What do we do to try to keep small businesses from just disappearing? I keep saying to my wife, well, pretty soon the only place to go is going to be McDonald's and Applebee's because all the businesses are going to be gone. What can we do?
Just keep supporting local businesses, whether it's coming in, and if you're not comfortable coming in, takeout. During this whole entire pandemic, my wife and I have been trying to do the best we can to support a lot of local businesses, instead of like the Mickey D's, even though the Mickey D's are important too because they're individual franchisees. It's not like big corporate America, which, it is part of, but you have those individuals that are business owners as well. Do the best you can, if you shop local. I know it's easy sometimes to jump on Amazon. I'm guilty of it too, but, you've got a lot of great shops all throughout, whether it's here on Oak Lawn Avenue. Obviously, Garden City's great, Patuxent Village. Don't ever forget about these business owners because they are the ones that are also, your sons and daughters' classmates. They're the ones that, are your next door neighbors. And, supporting local is always a phenomenal way to help boost the local economy.
And do you think we're shutting down next week?
I would say no.
No?
I'd fight against
She's just threatening us? She's just threatening us? I'm just sincerely hoping it's a threat, but, as
I don't envy the governor because
Seems like a tough job.
It's a very tough job. As she's seeing these spikes, and it is spiking, she's doing the best she can to kind of plead with people to do the right thing, but the numbers keep going up. So I hope it doesn't get to that point. I'm betting.
What's your relationship like with her?
No, it's pretty good.
You guys are good friends?
Even though, I wouldn't say we're out to dinner or anything like that.
No, you're not cooking her chicken's feet.
That's right. I'm not cooking her chicken's feet, but maybe I should sometimes to some people.
I try to be a balanced guy, okay?
Yeah.
And I listen to her every week. I try to give her a chance, and there has been plenty of things she said that I liked, I agree with, and I understand the difficulty of her position. There's no real clear answers in a time like this. But I gotta tell you, there's two things that have really bothered me that I was like, I don't trust this lady. One is when all the businesses were shut, you weren't allowed to go to funerals, you couldn't be by someone's bedside. I haven't been able to work like at all, basically 9 months. And then when she was outside holding hands with no mask on with thousands of people protesting, which, hey, I think you have the right to protest. My only argument is I should have the right to work for a living. So, or be by someone's bedside if they're dying. So that was step one where I'm like, I see what's going on here. And then the other thing is she keeps saying, oh, it's not the schools, it's not the schools. Well, somebody close to me does thousands and thousands of COVID tests at their job every week. And she said, it is the schools. Like the majority of the cases that this person sees every week are coming from schools and nursing homes. But then Gina gets on and says, well, it's not really the schools, it's people having private gatherings at the house. So it's like, well, I don't think she's being honest. Am I wrong?
No, here's the thing. First of all, on that first part, you're absolutely right. If you're going to walk the walk, you got to just show it in every instance. And sometimes you make mistakes.
Well, everybody makes mistakes.
Sometimes, like you said, I've walked in and just forgot the mask in the car and oh, man, and that happens. And, you get called out on it. It's like, hey, mea culpa. But when you're dealing in a pandemic, dealing in crisis, people need to trust you. You need to make sure that you're giving them the accurate information, both good and bad. Because if it is the schools, then say it's the schools. If it is, these small social gatherings, then say it is. But, that's the whole point of a free press that we have. You're going to get called out on it, but answer people honestly with stuff that you can back up. That's how I've always approached it, and that's where.
You think I'm being too hard on her? Because I do realize I couldn't do any better, and I would fuck everything up. I know I would. I would never be a great governor. I know that. I'm just saying those two things made me feel like, I don't know if I trust this lady.
Here's one of the differences with me. If I don't know the answer, I'm not just going to try to
make something
trudge and make something up. I'm going to turn and say, hey, you know what, Colonel, come on in here. Why don't you answer that question? I don't need to be on screen all the time. That's one of the things. You put in a good team in place that you're supposed to rely on and trust. And they're supposed to have the info that funnels up to you. And look, I'm not the police officer out there day to day. I'm not the firefighter. I'm not the educator that's teaching a kid in the classroom. But my job and responsibility is to know what's going on in each of those classrooms, in that police vehicle, in that fire rescue, and communicate it effectively. But when it comes to the frontline providers, you get more information from that ER doctor or that frontline police officer, and that information has to get relayed to the people out in the public. That's where the honesty has to come from.
Just has to be transparency.
It has to be transparency, and whether it's you delivering every message or having someone else deliver the right data for you, that's what's important. And that's what's going to buy trust.
I'm never going into politics. Seems too difficult. I just want my job back as a DJ and comedian. That's what I would like. Is the vaccine coming? What's the story with that?
I'm hearing a lot of positives about the vaccine coming up. I want to do more research because I'm not sure I'm going to be the first in line to kind of take it. I'm always a cautious guy, but I think that vaccine is going to be necessary for our economy to kind of really get back into a full swing.
You think it's coming soon?
I hope so. I really do, because
Your wife had COVID.
My wife had COVID.
How did you not get it? That's suspicious. Are you immune? Is that what it is?
It's, I don't know what it is. I've been lucky. I've been tested on three separate occasions. I've been, knock on wood, negative on it, and that's both the rapid test and the PCR. But I just don't know what it is about myself. I've always been a germaphobe, washing my hands even before this crisis hit. So just those healthy habits can help, counter a lot of COVID. Especially it's difficult because my wife is a first responder. She's in healthcare field, police officer, firefighter, anyone that's out there working day to day, or even, people that aren't first responders that are helping in the supermarkets, that are, have to go to work. I applaud all of them. But all of us just have to take those extra precautions to be safe.
Mm-hmm. How's she feeling now? Does she have any side effects from it? Because now the new thing is you could get over it, but then 3 months later your head falls off or something. How's she feeling?
She's doing a lot better. It was weird because she had some mild symptoms. It wasn't like the extreme. She had, she lost her smell. Not her taste, but just her smell for like 3 months. So if I didn't, I could do whatever I wanted in the house. Even if I burnt something cooking, she wouldn't even realize it. But, that came back probably in July.
The lack of smell, so her smell came back and then it went away again?
No, actually,
came back. The smell came back in July. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So, she hasn't lost anything. She hasn't had any other.
She's feeling okay.
She's feeling okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
which is good.
Yeah, my mom likes to send me all the scare things she sees in the news. So my mom will text me, did you know, like a year later your arm could fall off? Or she'll be like, hey, do you know that young people could die too? And it's like she likes to just continue the very scary news. Okay, so I think that's it. I'm gonna let you go. I could really ask you questions and talk to you all day, but I'm sure you have more important things to do. So thank you for doing Beverages with Brad.
No, thanks a lot for having me, Brad. Be safe out there, everyone. Thank you. Here's to the end of 2020 and all the best in 2021.
And what are you gonna be doing next year for a job?
What's that?
What's your next job?
Trophy husband.
I tried, man. I tried to get him to
It's
say
the truth.
I
It is
tried.
the
I want to
truth.
know what he's going to do.
Mom, it is the truth.
Governor? You going to run for governor?
That's in 2 years. We'll see.
Oh.